Welcome a couple of great pioneers who have their own personal stories of how the AR VR world is developing. We have Rami Hamadi from the Nunning 3 Centre and Larian Rossines from Samsung R&D in Brazil. So please come up and we'll hear your stories. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, my name is Rami Hamadi and I have a PhD project. Actually, I come to the end of the project. The project basically made in the Egyptian Museum in Cairo. So I was trying to utilize the tourism sector in Egypt. So basically I have some bullets we'll go through it fast. First of all, MuseumEye is a mixed reality application, and I use it as a solution because I have two different problems in the museum. One of the problems is, however, the museum is like the biggest museum has Egyptian antiques ever, but people spend 1 hour in there, so they have a lack of interest. And the other one is there is no human guide, there is no another types of guidance in the museum except the human guide, so I have to afford another one. So the aim of MuseumEye to discover the potential of augmented reality that can apply in museum experiences. And then I tried, sorry, something went wrong. I went to the museum and then I did some observation studies just to see how people react in the regular days in the museum, and see how much time people spend on each antique in order to show the interest, because time equals interest in museums. And then I built a kind of a small application just to see how people attracted to augmented reality as a technology, basically. So I use a basic, eye beacons around the room, and then I build a quick tour in it, and then give the people tablets, and then give them a quick guide. So people all have to do is to place these eye beacons and then scan the antique, and then it will recognize where are you standing exactly, and then gives you like a full guided system using augmented reality. So I applied in two different museums, one of them in Leeds Museum and the other one in Egyptian Museum in Cairo. So it gives me just how people attracted both 50 and 42. From then I start to pick one of the devices that can create a mixed reality application instead. And then I start to proceed my pipeline in order to build the application. So this is the basic pipeline I have used. So I built a kind of mixed reality system. This system can make the investor actually can see the actual museum and also can see virtual characters around them. And also can talk to the virtual guide and then interact with the application. So this is the video of the preparation. I scanned actually the real antiques, and then I use it afterwards as a virtual replica inside, and then let people use it and interact with it afterwards. So this is the replicas of the collections of the King Tutankhamun. And I made some narrations and then the animation afterwards, and then I made some facial recognition, recordings, and then the body animation and that stuff. We can skip this and go directly to the system. The system basically is, once you arrive to the museum, stand there, the King Tut arrives, and all of the room is mapped exactly like you are in a temple, but you can see both realities at the same time. So you can talk to the king and then go, and he will walk with you and show you his antiques and explain it one by one. And then there are some kind of storytelling scenes in the museum. So the first one you saw in the previous slide was the storytelling scene. The other one is the navigation scene and then interaction scene. So you can, once you arrive to a specific point in the museum, the king arrives and then start to speak about his antique, and there are a virtual replica, so you can interact with it and see different information while the king is speaking about his antique. And then you have a small game you can just spend in the antique and get some secret information around, and then once you finish it, you will be an expert in this piece, and then you have to go through the whole tour. So basically this is part of the application, one of the scenes. So the actual authentic piece is beside it, and then this is the replica one. So people find interest when they interact in the museum. and they found themselves more engaged and spend more time than they used to do before. So the king arrives actually at the same side of the human, and by the way, it depends on the height of them. So if a kid is standing, so the king might rise, relevant to his height as well. So based on the observation results, I had like 171 person, and what actually I have result. What is the result actually? People spend in one intake from 5 to 7 seconds, but after using MuseumEye system, actually they spend from 1 to 8 minutes per intake. So the whole amount, instead of 1 hour, could take like 2-3 days instead. So based on the quantitative study or the survey study, I found that this is the demographics of my participants. So I have big number of the youth generation instead, more than the older people. And then what I can found actually in my studies that the awareness between youth is so much high, more than other age group. And then that was an evaluation of the information system itself, the MuseumEye. So I have 6 aspects just to see how the MuseumEye was accepted in the museum by the museum visitors. So most of the results you can see is positive, and I have some people rejected the technology based on the, as you know, HoloLens is one of the devices of mixed reality. It has like a narrow FOV. Some people found it is a bit heavy. Some people found a bit of problems interaction at the beginning, but after a shorter tutorial, they changed their minds because the system should deliver a good way of human-computer interaction methods instead of dealing with the new technology without knowing anything else. And then this is a short video about what happened actually in the museum. So as you can see, the facial expressions change once they see the king and see the environment around it. They actually were very happy with the change the way of seeing the Egyptian museum. So this study actually is part of my PhD, and I found that the time is expanded much. And I found that people love the technology and asked me so many times to apply that in the museum, but it was just a quick demonstration of the system and a small experiment. So as you can see, the facial expressions were very good, and that implemented actually in my studies to be more positive than I expected. That's it. Thank you so much, and I'll try to be quick for the next present. Any questions? Okay, thank you.